evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Galen University's inaugural podcast. The focus of this series is on education, and this is podcast number 5. And tonight we're going to be talking elementary education. Specifically, we're going to be talking about the revolutionary elementary education program at Galen University. And 3 people have graciously agreed to participate in tonight's conversation. They are Dr. Aline Harrison, Mrs. Colliard Chavez. Most of us know her as simply Colliard. And of course, Mrs. Joyce Hall. Good evening, ladies. Good evening. And thanks for agreeing to talk about this program. We want to start off by asking you to please just introduce to our audience yourselves. We want to start with Dr. Harrison, and then of course we're going to ask Ms. Colliard, and then Ms. Joyce.
Good evening, listeners. Good evening to everyone. Thank you, Dr. Barrow. My name is Dr. Harrison, and I am I hail from the beautiful town of San Ignacio. I've been a educator for the last, I might give away my age, but for the last 42 years. Yes, I've been in the profession. I've taught at every grade level, from primary school, where I first started to teach. I started to teach at the primary level, and then moved to high school. Have taught at the tertiary levels here in Belize at junior college, and at the university level. I've also taught in the US as well. So I've done quite a bit in the area of teaching English as a second language and technology. So I have also taught at English Language Institute. Recall teaching at the University of South Florida at their English Language Institute. I also did some special programs teaching English for academic purposes. I do quite a bit in curriculum development, design and development. So I've been at various levels teaching in the areas, as I said, curriculum, technology, and more recently at Galen. Been at Galen since 2013, and I have taught various reading courses, curriculum courses, technology courses, and for the last few years I'm now coordinating all the field experiences, the different levels, and as we grow, we add on more field experiences.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Harrison, for the 2 years in the business, most of it in higher education, various aspects of it or the other. Talk to us, introduce yourself, Mrs. Colliard Chavez.
Thank you, Dr. Barrow. Hi, everyone. Hi, Belize. My name is Colliard Chavez. I come from the beautiful little village in the Kaya district, Esperanza Village. So I need to say good morning to my Esperanzians. So hi. I've been a teacher for the past 10 years. I've taught at most of the middle and upper divisions. I have both my associate's and my bachelor's degree in elementary education, so I hold that dear to my heart. I am currently pursuing a master's degree here in Taiwan in educational leadership and management. I'm a proud mom. I'm an older sister. I am a wife. I believe I'm an inspiration to others who aspire, especially young teachers who aspire for excellence. So it's always a pleasure to be here in the midst of great people. So hi, good morning, and that's a little bit about me.
Thank you very much, Kenya. Kenya, of course, was the valedictorian when she graduated from Galen in this elementary education program that we're talking about. She has now gone on to a university in Taiwan, a scholarship winner too, to kind of do that. So let's hear from my very, very good friend, and a current student at Galen, Mrs. Joyce Hall.
Okay, good evening, everybody. It's good to see you, Ms. Colliard, Dr. Harrison, in this podcast. I feel very honored. My name is Joyce Hall. I have been a teacher for the past 17 years, administrator for the last 6 years. So I come from the beautiful village, I'll take Ms. Collier's word, from the beautiful village of Georgeville, not far from where I teach, and not far from Galen University. I am married, for 11 years, going on 12. I have 2 beautiful daughters. I enjoy what I do. I love teaching. I love to, I just enjoy it. It's a passion. I love having children around. I like making changes. When things don't go one way, I try something else. So I'm not that person to give up very easily. And I am looking forward to what this show will bring. I am excited. I'm a bit nervous, but I think it will all pass. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Miss Joyce. I never thought that I would have a student from Georgeville and one from Esperanza on the same show. You know, those two villages have yet to decide on which one is the capital of the other. You talk to somebody from Georgeville and they tell you that they are the capital of Esperanza. And of course, if you talk to people like Kenya, she's going to say otherwise, that the people from Georgeville can't even dress. But be that as it may, we want to now focus on this very, very, very significant issue. In response to the crisis in teacher education, and the minister have said that, and just recently the former chief education officer, Dr. Carol Bob, reiterated that, that there has been and there continues to be a crisis in teacher education in the country. With that in mind, Galen University put together what I consider to be a revolutionary program in elementary teacher education. And that program is really we're really beginning to see the impact of that program on our school system. Kenya, for example, is a graduate of the program, and now she is doing her master's degree at a university in Taiwan, right? So today we want to talk about that program because we would like potential teachers who are partially trained or who want to become reskilled, and prospective teachers to really take this program into account when they're making such a decision. So in order to really provide us with a rich, thick description of what this program is all about and the impact. We have asked these three people. Dr. Harrison is, as she mentioned, one of the coordinators in the program. Mrs. Colliard Chavez is a graduate, and Ms. Joyce is a current student. So we want to start off with Dr. Harrison. And Doc, if you could just give us a brief overview of the elementary education program at Galen.
Our education, our primary education program is set out for the student who has just, to the student who has just graduated out of high school. So they can start right out of high school and go through the I must say this, if they follow the pathway the way it is set up, they can complete it in 4 to 4.5 years. So it's there for the student who has just completed high school, wants to get into teaching. It also provides for the student who decides after finishing high school to go to one of the junior colleges and do an associate, I think similar to what Miss Kenya did. She did her associates at one of the junior colleges and got an associate in primary ed. So if a student chooses to go that route, goes to a junior college first, and then to complete the bachelor's degree, because a bachelor degree is traditionally a 4-year program. So if a student chooses to go to a junior college first to complete an associate degree in primary ed, then their 3rd and 4th year would then be completed at Galen, and the end would be that they get a bachelor's degree in primary education. With that route, the courses, all the education courses that the student would have taken at the junior college would then be transferred into or towards their bachelor's degree program. We also honor the internship, what the junior colleges call an internship. We also honor that field experience, and that is transferred into their 3rd and 4th year bachelor's program. But our program is set out to help the teacher, whether you are a pre-service teacher, an in-service teacher, to develop or hone their skills. We address subjects in language arts, in social studies, in mathematics, in science, the expressive arts, physical education, HFLE, technology and education, along with psychology courses, such as theories of learning. There is planning for effective teaching. At the end of their program, they also engage in what I think is a very powerful course that all the previous courses would have been building up to, and that's a reflection and inquiry action research. And so that's where students engage in action research, which I believe every teacher ought to engage in action research. And I think to a large extent, teachers do that. They just maybe don't think of it as action research, but when you find a strategy, you learn something and you want to try it out and see if it works, in a sense, that is action research, except now you're doing it for a course and you're doing it in a systematic manner, gathering the data and analyzing it. I think that's one of the cutting edge cutting edge features of our program, because it helps to synthesize all the previous coursework that our students are engaged in. And right after that, then students go into their final field experience, and then it's graduation. I hope I covered in succinctly, Dr. Barrow, what our program is. I'm not sure if I missed out anything. Help me out.
Well, I think you did. But we have two people here who one have gone through the experience and the other is currently engaged in it. So I'd like them also to help you out, just in case you missed anything. Ms. Joyce, as a current student in the program, right? In this elementary education program, what is the experience like? Dr. Harrison have talked about what the planners of the program, because she is one of the architects of this program. She helped to create this program. Would like the experience to be like, but you are living it now. What is the experience like, and to what extent is it preparing you to function as a teacher principal in your school?
Well, Dr. Barrow, I must start by saying that for me, I support an education that goes well beyond just imparting knowledge. For me as a school, I will start out for me as a school leader. It takes a lot. I often make sure that my students' needs are met daily with my teachers. It takes a transformation from going to Galen. I mean, when I entered Galen, I had a little idea, but this program has taken me from, when you take the child from the unknown to the known, it has taken me through a journey, and one that I am enjoying. I must say, I'm really enjoying it. Because what I learned through the educational courses, I can now bring back to my teachers and share with them. And I can see them trying to apply these things that I am now learning and bringing back to them. And that's a good feeling for me, because now we're trying to meet the needs of our children. One of the next thing, the educational courses, I know Dr. Harrison mentioned the research, action research and inquiry. And that is the point where I am at this very moment, about to carry out my research. And I must say I'm excited. It's a lot of work, but I am what I have put out, if my hypothesis is correct, if I'm going to see what the end result will be like and how I can create an intervention for the students that I am carrying this research out with. On the other end, with my teachers, I mean, COVID has shifted a lot of things. Now we're back face to face. We have an issue with one of our buildings, so I had to go out and create a space just to get my children back into the classroom. And those same children are the children that is a part of my research at the moment, my action research. So I feel that this journey through Galen, it has been a wonderful experience. It continues to be. I am enjoying it. I have taken so much from all the lectures and all the courses that I have done. And those have made me a better leader, I can say, because when I started out, I didn't know much, but I know a lot now that I can share with my teachers. So the journey has been a good one.
Well, thank you very much, Ms. Joyce. And to talk about she having to create space. Joyce Hall is the principal of a multi-grade school in Western Belize. And to create space, they have to raise their own money. Joyce, I really enjoyed that turkey dinner that you had on Valentine's Day.
Thank you.
That to raise money. Now, Ms. Colliard have a lot of direct experience in that kind of environment. But now she's in another place. Having gone through Galen, having taught at that very school. Joyce Hall used to be her boss, you know. And when she comes back, she's probably going to be Joyce Hall boss. I don't know what the station is. But Kenya, tell us something. As far as this program is concerned, I'd like to know how well have it prepared you, and you are one of the many Galen students who are winning scholarships to go to Taiwan. How have this experience at Galen in this elementary education program prepared you for graduate school to do your master's degree as you're currently doing now? And she's also moonlighting with us as an internship supervisor too.
Yes. Thank you again, Dr. Barrow. Well, how has Galen prepared me for graduate studies? Where do I start? Galen has prepared me in many different ways, but today I'd like to maybe share on 3 major ways that Galen has really prepared me. Firstly, for those people or those viewers who are unaware of the bachelor's degree in elementary education, Galen has a very compact and comprehensive bachelor's degree program, as Dr. Harrison explained a while ago, with over 25 courses in our syllabus. These courses are not only intense, but they are offered by and they're taught by specified, they're taught by professionals, and they're taught by highly qualified teachers. So that's the first. So you will rest assured that the education or the content that you're receiving is not only quality, but it's updated and it's applicable, as Ms. Hall mentioned a while ago. One of the other things that the program prepared me for is some of the core competencies that I've developed in the areas of reading, writing, and speaking. Galen places a lot of emphasis on English, and throughout the syllabus, we engage in many different English courses. We engage in English composition. I can remember courses like advanced expository writing and even grammar usage for elementary teachers. So those courses have actually been a backbone to me in my writing skills, because as a graduate student, writing and speaking and articulating yourself is very much important. So I'm very grateful to have been a part of that program and to be able to have some of those polished skills. Other courses that have really helped me to relate here in Taiwan, especially during this with this program that I'm completing, which is Educational Leadership and Management. There are courses related to curriculum, theories of learning, educational studies, dealing with a variety of students, especially those with special needs. We know that the classroom today is very diverse. So Galen gave me a strong foundation when it came to those theories, and I am more so able to relate to whatsoever my professors here are telling me, and I'm able to provide a comparative angle when it comes to comparing what is happening in Belize's educational system and Taiwan educational system, which is quite advanced, I must say. But Belizeans and Galen Eagles like myself are not left behind. We're at the top of the top, I can tell you, because our foundation is so strong. So I'm very grateful for that. One of the third strengths of this program, I must say, is the emphasis that Galen places on academic excellence. Here we are encouraged to have a mindset of not only being quality academic performers, but to also be quality professionals and educators, to make sure that we actually make a change in our classrooms. So that mindset followed me here in Taiwan, and it will follow me anywhere in the world that I go, because I'm able to not only be competitive and excel, but I'm also able to help others wherever I go. And that spirit is one that I truly appreciate, and it was fostered and it was again encouraged by the Galen spirit, soar high. So I really truly appreciate some of the experiences that Galen has equipped me with. So I can go on and on, but those are maybe the first three that I'd like to start with. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Miss Colliard, for shedding light on your experience here with the program at Galen and how it has prepared you to continue to excel. As I said, she was the valedictorian of her year, which means that she topped the class, the whole graduating class for that particular year. That's how Galen selects their valedictorian. It's not whether we like you or not. It's based on your GPA, and she was on top of that, and she continues to excel. I'm glad that the program at Galen have prepared you to go on to graduate studies. So as I say, it's only a half an hour program, and I wish we had, as Dr. Harrison had suggested, 2 hours to talk about this thing, because there is so much to talk about, but it's only half an hour. What would you say is for you the single most unique and revolutionary feature of this elementary education program at Galen? What for you is the most? I know there has been a lot of features that you like and that have helped you, but of all of those, which in your view is the most unique and the most revolutionary feature you think of this program at Galen? So we want to start with you, Miss Hall. Miss Hall is the principal of a school in Western Belize, and she has been principal for quite some time. So what in this program for you is the most, you would consider the most unique?
Well, Dr. Barrow, for me, I would say the feature that stands out is the online classes that is offered. Being online, I can take away, go on vacation, I can go anywhere, and I can still access my classes, and that stands out to me because I can further my education by just having my technology, my laptop, and hooking onto my classes and getting my lessons. So I think being that Galen is online, that stands out for me, and that pushes me to want to do the best.
Well, thank you very much. What about you, Dr. Harrison? You being one of the inventors of this program, one of the architects of this program, what for you is you would consider the single most feature? Because I know you had a very long list, but of all of those, which you would say is the number one unique feature of this particular program? So I'm putting you on the spot. I know you don't like that, but I'm doing it anyway.
As you started out, I started to think of, and there were just so many, but one that quickly comes to mind is when you actually get to see students apply what has been taught. Whether before COVID, one of the things I enjoyed was visiting teachers at their school, and you watch them, deliver a lesson. That's one of the highlights for me, watching the students deliver. Because of COVID, of course, we have not been able to visit a school for the last 2 years, but that has not stopped us. And I'll add on to what Ms. Joyce just said, the technology. We did not miss a beat with our field experiences. We were able to have students complete their programs in a timely manner with the same rigor and quality. And Ms. Kenya can attest to that, with the same rigor and quality as when we would visit them in a face-to-face classroom. I must say it was much more work. It was way more work. We can think, because of the technology. No, it was way more work. One, the students had to use their technology skills to be able to put together. And we know, we are all aware that the availability of technology to all our students, particularly at the elementary, the primary level, is that digital divide is wider at the elementary, the primary level than it is at the secondary level. But one of the things that was refreshing to me was how teachers stepped up. Even those that did not have the internet access at their schools were able to get creative and were able to narrow that digital divide. They were able to use whatever available technology. Might not have been Google Classroom as some of the other the schools with more resources, might not have been Zoom, might not have been Google Classroom, but they were able to use the technology. And so that for me is one of the areas, the features that I consider a strength. How our students were able to step up. Our instructors were able to get even much more creative and be able to continue to challenge and offer the high quality that we have been offering for a long time.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Harrison. I thought you were going to touch on your favorite area that you campaign on a regular basis, and that is reading. She's a fanatic. Come to reading. But I guess that's number two. I've given the technology. You only had what? Good evening, ladies. Good evening. And thanks for agreeing to talk about this program.